everyone, this is Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is being filmed at the beautiful Costa Rica Yoga Spa, where I'm hosting 2 upcoming retreats, one in November and one in February. So for more information, please check out my website. Today's class is going to be a spinal strengthening and overall spinal health class. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have not already, please subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications of new classes. And thank you again to all of my current subscribers and Patreon supporters. So let's get started today on our backs. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and come into a butterfly shape in your legs. Otherwise, just go ahead and lay your legs straight and long on your mat. So you can bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your heels in as far as is comfortable for you, and just lay down on your back. We'll begin with some breathing. So go ahead and rest your hands either alongside your body, palms face up, or you can rest one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. This just helps kind of bring awareness to your breath as it moves in and out, all the way down into your belly, up through your ribs, lungs, heart, collarbones. Let's start with a cleansing breath. Bring your breath in through your nose, hold it at the top. Release it through your mouth. Close your lips, begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And as you deepen and lengthen your breath, listen to the sound of your breath as it travels in and out through your nose. Feel the flow and the rhythm of your breath if your hands are placed on your body as the breath travels deep down into your belly, all the way up into your heart, into your lungs. One more breath in this position. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Gather your knees in with your hands. Bring them up toward your chest. Just keep a loose grip on your knees. And then start to draw circles with your knees in one direction. Bringing mobility into your hips and your low back. Switch directions. Just gentle circles, gentle grip. And then from here, place your feet back down on your mat at mat distance apart, so wider than your hips. Bring your hands into a goalpost position, palms face up, and just start to rock your knees back and forth. Again, gentle movements. You can keep your gaze neutral up toward the ceiling or your eyes closed. And just feeling into your hips, feeling into your low back. Next time your knees rock to the right, go ahead and release them all the way down toward the floor. Now, if you want to make this a deeper twist now, you can choose a different position with your legs if you want, or you can take your right ankle or right foot and rest it on your left knee. Again, gentle movement as you press your knee a little bit closer to the floor. Feel free to take your gaze to the left if you'd like. Stretch for your neck. And then switch sides. So bring your knees back through center, off to the left. When they come down toward your mat, just rest them on your mat. If you'd like to, take your left foot or left ankle, rest it on your right knee, on the outer edge of your right knee. And start to press your knee a little bit closer to the floor. Option to take your gaze to the right, a little stretch for your neck. Come back to center. Now bring your feet to hip distance apart. And place your arms alongside your body, palms face down. We're gonna take some rolls now up and down from bridge. So press into your heels and start to roll up. Imagine just kind of one vertebra at a time coming up off of your mat. Come all the way to bridge pose. And then continue your movement. So release one vertebra at a time back down to the floor. And we're just going to do this 2 more times at your own pace. Last time for me, again, going at your own pace. Okay, now we're gonna roll up to bridge, and this time we're gonna hold it. So if you'd like to, you can take a chest expansion, take your hands underneath your hips, interlace your fingers, and for a little more height, you can roll one shoulder at a time under you, propping yourself up. Keep some space between your chin and your chest. So you want to release your chin away from your chest as your chest comes closer to your chin. So you have a nice long neck. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, you can roll yourself all the way back down onto your mat. Extend your left leg along on your mat, hug your right knee in, take your hands around your knee, bring your knee up toward your right shoulder. This is a tight squeeze, compression in your right hip. Flex your feet back toward your knees, draw your elbows in, down toward your mat. Release and switch sides. Bring your left knee in, take your left knee a little bit outside of your hip and then up toward your left shoulder. Flex your toes back. Bring your left knee back towards center, and now let's hug both knees in. So for this posture, keep your toes and heels and knees side by side and start to reach opposite hand toward opposite wrist or opposite elbow. One more breath here. And now relax the grip on both knees. Take your hands to your knees and start to roll back and forth along the length of your spine. Last roll. And this time come all the way up and over into a tabletop position. In tabletop position, begin to move through cat and cow pose. So as you breathe in, you can drop your belly down toward the floor, lift the crown of your head and your tailbone, and as you breathe out, round your spine. And again, inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Last time. And come back to tabletop position. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back for spinal balance. Hold here, breathe in. And out. Release your right hand down onto your mat and then cross your left leg to the right. Tuck your toes under so you keep your heel lifted. And then you're going to start to bump your hips to the left and walk your hands to the right and start to gaze out toward your left toes. So feel a stretch in your left side. And release. Come back to tabletop position. Spinal balance on the other side. Lift your left arm forward and your right leg back. Breathe in and out. Take your left hand back down onto your mat. Keep your right leg long and extended out behind you and cross it over your left foot. Place it on the floor. Tuck your toes so your heel stays lifted. Begin to bump your hips to the right. Walk your hands slightly to the left, and then take your gaze out back toward your right toes. So feel the stretch in your right side. Come back to center. And one of the best stretches, yoga postures for your low back, let's take an extended child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come to touch. Walk your hips towards your heels, walk your hands forward, and place your forehead down on your mat. And we're gonna hold this for 5 breaths. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Listen to the sound of your breath. From this position, you're gonna just kind of snake your way forward into low cobra. So place your forearms down on your mat and then bring your chin to your mat, your chest to your mat, your whole body to your mat. Extend your legs straight out behind you, tops of your feet flat to the floor. Breathe in, lift up to low cobra. Breathe out, release. 2 more times. Peel your chest up off the floor. One more time, peel your chest up to cobra. Hold it, and this time, see if you can lift your hands up off of your mat. Draw your elbows in and back. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Hold it. All right, now place your hands back on your mat, but slide them down in line with your rib cage, and then press all the way up to high cobra. So in high cobra, you can keep your legs resting on your mat, just a bigger back bend here. Soft elbows, again, lift through the crown of your head. You can slightly tilt your chin up. Try not to crank your neck all the way back. You want a nice long neck. If not already, bring your gaze back to neutral. Take your chin to your right shoulder, just a stretch for your neck. Come back to center. Take your chin to your left shoulder. Come back to center. Tuck all 10 toes under, and then really engage your core so that you can lift yourself back to downward facing dog. So lifting your legs up off of your mat, lift your hips high, up and back. Make any adjustments so you have a nice long downward facing dog with your feet at hip distance apart, your hands at shoulder distance apart. Let your head hang heavy so you have no tension in your neck. Your gaze is back toward your feet. Take some movement here, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Let's all take both heels high. Release both heels to the right. Feel the stretch in the left side of your body. Take both heels back through center and to the left. Place them down on your mat or toward your mat. Feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Come back to center, both heels high, and release both heels down towards your mat. Bring your left foot a little bit closer to center and lift your right leg straight up behind you. Three-legged dog. Begin to open your hip, bend your leg. And then straighten your leg, level your hips. Bring your knee towards your nose, round your spine, set your foot between your hands. Begin to straighten your front leg for extended pyramid pose, a stretch in the back of your right leg, and fold over your right leg. Return back to a low lunge position, so right knee stacked directly over right ankle. Keep your leg bent and step your left foot to meet your right. Both legs bent now. Rest your torso on your thighs for ragdoll. You can take whatever arm variation you'd like in ragdoll, but I would recommend taking your hands and placing them at the base of your skull and just letting the weight of your arms gently traction your spine. So you don't want to pull on your head down toward your mat, but just let the weight of your arms do the work. You can find some movement here if that feels good. Gentle movements for your neck. If that feels like too much, you can always just rest your hands on the floor or opposite hand to opposite elbow. And one more breath here. It's the sound of howler monkeys. All right, release your hands down onto your mat and then start to roll all the way up to standing. They sound kind of close. All right, arrive in mountain pose. Arms come down alongside your body, palms face out. Ground down through your feet and then lift tall through the crown of your head. Engage through your core. On your next breath in, lift your arms up overhead. We're going to take a twist here. So keeping your hips squared, pointed forward, you're going to take your left hand forward or left arm forward and your right arm back. You can take your gaze back toward your right hand, your right thumb, but keep your hips pointing forward. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, switch sides. So right arm forward, left arm back. And gaze back at your left thumb as long as you keep your left hip coming forward so that your two hips are squared. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take your right hand, slide it down your right leg as you side bend to the right and stretch through your left side. So keep your left shoulder in line with your left hip. Come back to center, both arms up overhead, and slide your left arm down your left leg. Right arm comes up and over, keeping right shoulder in line with your right hip. Come back to center, both arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms, so drawing your elbows down, lifting your chest. Hold here for another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, both arms up overhead. This time coming down with a flat back. You can bring your arms off to the side, hinging from your hips. And swan diving forward, all the way down into forward fold. Hold your forward fold for another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, make your way to monkey pose, halfway lift. Nice flat back, cue the monkeys. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Hands can be on the floor, shins, blocks. Then exhale, make your way back to forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat. Step back to high plank. Hold your high plank. So modification for high plank is both knees to the floor. If you are holding your high plank with your knees lifted off the floor, we're just gonna do some knee taps. So one knee at a time, right, left, keep it up. Okay, we've got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower all the way down onto your mat. So elbows stay in. Inhale, 1 cobra. Breathe in, peel up. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes under, press back up to high plank or modified high plank, and back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Bring your right foot more towards center and then lift your left leg up for 3-legged dog. Open your hip now, bend your leg. Level your hips, straighten your leg, bring your knee towards your nose and set your foot between your hands. Low lunge pose. So left knee is directly over your left ankle. Begin to straighten your left leg for extended pyramid pose. Hold here, getting a stretch in the back of your left leg, your left hamstring. Gazing back toward your right toes. Bend your left leg again, back to low lunge. Keep your left leg bent. Step your right foot to meet your left, both legs bent. Chair pose. Lift your arms up, sit your hips low, and right away we're gonna bring our hands to our heart and twist. So bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. After you hook your elbow to your knee, press the palms of your hands together to deepen into your twist. Try to bring your thumbs toward your heart toward your thumbs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. Hook your elbow to the outside of your left knee. Bring your hands, your thumbs toward your heart toward your thumbs. Press the palms of your hands together. Come back to center. Exhale, sweep your arms alongside your body, palms face down. Really squeeze your shoulder blades together. Strengthening through your upper back, your triceps, of course, your legs, of course. And then inhale, tall mountain. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Twist. Come back to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Twist. Back to center. Exhale, right arm slides down your right leg for side moon. Side bend. Back to center, side bend to the left, side moon. Back to center, exhale, cactus. Tall mountain, hinging from your hips, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high plank. We're not gonna hold it this time. Exhale, chaturanga. So halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, shins, knees, your entire legs are off the mat except for the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, step forward, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Keep your back heel lifted up off the floor, rise up. Exhale, dip your left knee down, cactus your arms, maybe gaze up. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, airplane lunge. Sweep your arms back. Hinge forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Toes point out. Arms reach up, palms face out. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sink down, prayer squat. Hold here for one more breath. Inhale, five-pointed star. And then exhale, heels behind your toes, standing straddle splits. Hinge from your hips, come all the way down. Breathe in and out. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your right hand right underneath your face. Lift your left arm up for a twist. Try to keep your hips level. So instead of hiking your left hip up to twist, keep your left hip down. Twist from the base of your spine through the crown of your head. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Switch sides. Left hand stays on the floor or a block. Right hip stays down as you sweep your right arm up. A twist in the spine and a core strengthener. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Firm up more through your legs and keep your halfway lift. Extend your arms to an airplane. So both arms come parallel to your mat, palms face down. Keep your back flat, your head in line with your spine. On your next breath in, sweep your arms forward. Palms face each other. Bring your arms back to capital T. Exhale, release, standing straddle splits. Take both feet, point your toes out. On your next inhale, return to five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two, face the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. So your back heel peels back up off the floor. We're gonna return to extended pyramid pose. We did this at the beginning of class. So begin to straighten your front leg. Come up to a halfway lift if you're not there already. So flat back again. You can take a slight bend to your front leg, and then same thing that we just did in standing straddle splits. Bring your arms up to a capital T, palms face down. Bring your arms forward, palms face one another. Bring your arms down, hands to your mat, and back to low lunge. High plank, step back, exhale, lower down, chaturanga, or any other variation. Inhale, up dog, high cobra or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, round your spine, step your foot between your hands, low lunge. On your next breath in, come up to crescent lunge. Exhale, dip your right knee down, cactus your arms, maybe lift your gaze. Press it back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, prayer squat, hands to your heart. Sink down into your squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, standing straddle splits. Hinging from your hips, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, arms to T. Inhale, arms forward, palms face each other. Exhale, arms to T. Inhale here. Exhale, release all the way down. Take both feet, point your toes out to an angle. Come up to a halfway lift. Sweep your arms to the side, rise up. 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2, face the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Okay, so again, peel your right heel up off the floor and then begin to straighten your left leg. Fold over your left leg, extended pyramid pose. Come back up to a halfway lift, slight bend in your front leg. Bring your arms back to capital T. Bring your arms forward, palms face each other. Bring your hands back down to your mat. Low lunge, bend your front leg. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift forward to high plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring your arms alongside your body. Legs are going to stay at hip distance apart. Palms are going to face down. On your inhale, lift your legs and your arms up off of your mat. Try to reach your fingertips toward your heels. Hold it. Okay, try to keep everything lifted off of your mat. You're going to bring your legs to mat distance apart now. Bring your arms to capital T, palms face down. Bring your legs back to hip distance apart. Bring your arms forward, palms face each other. Now bring your forearms, so release your legs, bring your forearms to your mat so that your forearms are parallel to one another. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So start to spread your fingers nice and wide, plant your palms on the ground, drive your chest forward, lift the crown of your head up. And you can gently release your shoulders towards your ears, like you're doing a shrug. And then bring your chin towards your chest, slowly, gently. Okay. If it feels good in your body, you can rock your head side to side. It's a really nice neck release. Then lift the crown of your head back up. Keep your arms where they are. We're going to come into dolphin pose. So tuck your toes under. Lift your legs up off the floor. Start to lift your hips. Walk your feet forward a little bit. So it's like downward facing dog on your forearms. Keep your neck long so you could wobble your head. No tension in your neck. Lift your right leg up and release. Lift your left leg up and release. Look toward your hands one at a time. Take one hand to your mat, press up. Take the other hand to your mat, press back, downward facing dog. All right, let's continue with some spine strengthening, balancing postures. So lift your right leg up. Step your right foot through, low lunge. Crescent lunge. And this time we're going to take full airplane. So step onto your right foot, sweep your arms back, lift your left leg up off the floor. Keep your neck nice and long, so you're gazing down. Bring your arms to capital T. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, palms face each other. Face your palms down toward the ground, and then draw your elbows back. We're gonna do this for 5 times. So extend, 4, pull them back, 3, 2, 1. Sweep your arms all the way back. Inhale, standing staff. Reach your arms up. Maybe kick your leg forward. You can keep it bent if you'd like. Airplane, reach back. Staff, reach up. And airplane lunge, set your foot down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, stretch back. Low lunge. Keep your left hand on your mat. We're gonna come into side plank on our left side. Take your right foot to meet your left. Reach your right arm up. Hold. Option to lift your right leg up off of your left leg. Exhale, chaturanga. Roll back through plank. Lower halfway down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side. So lift your left leg up. Step forward. Low lunge. So I realized that we missed our airplane lunge on the last sequence on our left side. So we're going to do that first. So inhale to crescent. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale to crescent. Exhale this time, full airplane. Step onto your left foot. Lift your right leg up off of your mat. Reach your fingers back toward your left heel, or your right heel. Bring your arms to capital T. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, palms face each other. Palms face down toward the ground. And then start to press your elbows back, squeeze in, squeeze your shoulder blades for 5 times. 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back to airplane. Extend your arms straight out behind you. Inhale, staff. Leg bent or straight. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, staff. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. Keep your right hand on your mat, side plank. Take your left foot to meet your right. Lift your left arm up. Option to lift your left leg up off of your right. Hold it. Come back through high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, press your way to high plank. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Bend both legs for floor bow. Reach your hands around the outsides of your feet. On your next breath in, press your feet into your hands. Lift everything up off of your mat. And release your legs, release your feet. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Press back, child's pose. all the way up onto your shins, moving into Ustrasana or camel pose. You can keep your feet, tops of your feet flat to the floor, or you can tuck your toes under. Take your hands into your low back, like you're putting your hands into your back pockets. Draw your elbows back. Start to press your hips forward, lift your chest up, lift your gaze up. You can hold here, or you can reach one hand at a time to your heels. Your hands back to your low back if they're not already. Come all the way up. Sit your hips onto your heels. Rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Out through your mouth. We're going to make our way to rabbit pose now. So you can take your hands onto your heels, lift tall through the crown of your head, and then begin to round your spine forward, bring your chin to your chest, roll your shoulders in, bring your forehead toward your knees, and then rest the top of your head on your mat without putting a ton of weight into your head and you're straining your neck. You're gonna take a solid grip on your heels and then begin to lift your hips up. One more breath. Release your hips back towards your heels. Roll all the way back up. And then cross your ankles. Bring your feet out in front of you. We're going to take a seated spinal twist called Half Lord of the Fishes. You have an option of keeping your leg bent or straightening it. I'm going to do the variation with a bent leg. Otherwise, just keep your right leg straight. Okay, and go ahead and cross your left foot up and over your right knee. Keep both sitting bones grounded on your mat. Lift your right arm up. You're going to cross your elbow to the outside of your left knee. Place your left hand out behind you. Reach tall through the crown of your head. Twist, gaze out across or over your left shoulder. Option for a half bind, reaching your left hand toward your right hip, or a full bind, clasping your hands underneath your left thigh. If you're bound, unbind, unwind, and then gentle twist. Just look to your right, just fully unwind from that twist. And then take your left leg, extend it off to the left. If your right leg's not bent, bend it, place your right foot onto your left inner thigh. We're gonna take a twist and a side bend, so face your shoulders towards your right knee. Take your left hand onto your right knee. And then start to reach your right arm up and over toward your left toes. So there's an option here to place your forearm on the floor if you'd like. You don't have to keep your grip on your knee. Try to keep your right shoulder in line with your right hip, reaching your fingertips toward your toes. Beautiful side bend for your spine. And release and switch sides. So left leg is either straight on your mat where you can bend it. Take your right foot up and over to the outside of your left knee. Left arm reaches up. Hook your elbow to the outside of your right knee. Sit tall, twisting from the base of your spine. Begin to look out over your right shoulder. Take a half bind or a full bind. If you're bound, unbind. Release from your twist. Take your right leg out to an angle and then place your left foot on your right inner thigh. Look toward your left knee. Place your right hand on your left knee and then reach your left arm up and over toward your right toes. And again, option to place your forearm on your mat. Release. And then bring both legs out in front of you. Reach your arms up overhead, seated forward fold. Reach your hands towards your feet. Start to hinge from your hips. Bringing your chest and your forehead towards your toes. And now just rest your arms alongside your legs and round your spine, bringing your forehead toward your knees. Your legs can be as bent as you'd like. Just a real relaxing forward bend, even if it looks like this. And slowly roll all the way back up. We're going to take Dandasana, which is staff pose. Doesn't look like much, but it's really active spine strengthener. So you keep your legs extended out in front of you. Bring your hands, palms face down on your mat, next to your hips. And then really active in your legs, flexing your toes back. Lift through the crown of your head. Keep your spine upright. Squeeze your shoulder blades slightly together. Feel your whole body working to hold you in this position. Exhale here. We're going to take reverse plank first and then reverse tabletop. Since our legs are already extended, you're going to take your hands a little bit further back so that when you press up, your hands, your wrists are underneath your shoulders. So palms are still pressing down, fingers still facing the front of your mat. Begin to point your toes down toward your mat and lift your hips up off of your mat. So one long line. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Now we're going to bend our legs, place your feet at hip distance apart. Again, when you come up, when you press up, you're going to want to be in a reverse tabletop position so your knees will be over your ankles and again, your shoulders will be over your wrists. We're going to use this as a core strengthener as well. So bring your hands a little bit wider than your hips. Go ahead and press up into reverse tabletop first. Hold it here. Get your hips as high as you can. Breathe in. Now, as you exhale, you're going to bring your hips between your hands and hover. So flex your toes back. And then again, lift, hover. 2 more times. Lift, hold in reverse table. And release your hips back down onto your mat. And keep your legs bent. We're gonna lower down, backs. Do it nice and slow. So extend your hands out in front of you and roll down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, bring your knees into your chest. A little squeeze here, and you're gonna release your knees to the right. For a spinal twist, a supine spinal twist, you can bring your arms to goalpost or T with your palms face down. And one other option, you can keep your legs bent, or you can straighten your legs and take hold of your left foot with your right hand. It's either half belly twisting posture or full belly twisting posture, depending on whether your legs are bent or straight. Bring your legs back through center and to the left for half or full belly twisting posture. So legs bent or straight. You can take hold of your right foot with your left hand. Arms to goalpost or T. Come back through center. Our last pose before Shavasana is happy baby pose. So separate your knees and feet. You can hold onto your thighs, calves, ankles, toes, outer edges, inner arches of your feet. Whatever is accessible to you. And if it feels good on your spine, you can rock side to side. A little massage for your spine before Shavasana. And obviously this is a good stretch for your hips and your inner thighs. Bring your knees back towards your chest, one final squeeze. Tap your forehead toward your knees, curl into a little ball. And then our final posture is Shavasana. Extend your legs long, let your feet fall open, let your arms rest heavy alongside your body, palms face up, fingers relax. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and hold it at the top. Let it go through your mouth. Come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Relax your entire body, letting go of any tension you're holding on to. have the time, please enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.